become a successful NLP coach. Can I please see everyone? Are you here for becoming a successful NLP coach? Oops. Super, super. I think, Sinat, you've been here before, isn't it? I need your technical help, Pia. I'm prepared for having everybody come into the other screen. This is my screen number 1 and this is my screen number 2. How can I make everybody come into the other screen, please?
What do you mean? You want to see their videos on the other laptop?
No. Yes, I'm on 2 systems and this has never happened. I always have all the people on this side and then I have the PowerPoint on that side. How can we do that?
On the other laptop, you have your PowerPoint, so the camera of the participant will be very small.
That doesn't matter. I know how to handle that, but I need. Please don't do anything without asking me. Who is the co-host? Please make me co-host. I need to be on this screen.
You are already a co-host.
Okay.
Both account is already a co-host.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gregory? Because see, I cannot see the PowerPoint if I am not having the people. By then I knew that I'm not feeling better talking to consultant Gitesh. No, I felt worse. Don't feel disappointed. Don't feel frustrated. Don't feel sad. I went into life. I went into my work. I went into my meditation center that I was leading, and I felt more disappointed. I felt more frustrated, and I felt more sad than ever before. This was in 1987. Meanwhile, I was participating in a counseling training. It was 3 times 3 months, full on, all day long. And there was one lady, she was our counselor, her name was Tanya, and she was just radiant, she was so positive, I just admired her. And after some of the lessons, I ran after her and I said, look, you are saying such smart things and you are saying things so nicely. The language you use is so positive. You are literally asking the kind of questions that coaches people. Where did you learn all of this? The session was already closed. Everybody left. I literally ran after her, and then finally I heard the word Neuro-Linguistic Programming for the first time. She said, I just took a workshop in Neuro-Linguistic Programming. It's very brand new, amazing stuff from California. But because I didn't complete my certification yet, I chose not to talk about it. And she left. She said, goodbye. And I was running after her because all I was able to do is I was able to write down Neuro-Linguistic programming, and I thought, what a complicated word. What is that supposed to mean? But she was gone. And guess what? This was before Google. So I couldn't go into Google and then find out what it is. I had to find it out all by myself. Here I was with this little I kept that little paper for so long. Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And I thought how complicated, but at the same time, I thought how interested. In fact, we are programming ourselves with our language, are we not? So I had all these kinds of thoughts that I couldn't share with anyone, and I couldn't talk with anyone about it because nobody knew. But 2 months later, finally, I found Raina. She was this amazing person, Green Lake, Seattle. And she was teaching neuro-linguistic programming. In this time, we did practitioner programs for 18 days. So I came to her, I did the whole NLP practitioner program, and it completely, totally, absolutely, 180 degrees changed my life. Changed my life in a way that I found some solutions. So when I talked about the same problems in that workshop, Raina at some point said, focus on what is there. When you speak about those family problems, you only speak about what is terrible. Could you please look at what is actually present? And what is it that you can do? Don't focus on what you cannot do. Focus on what you can do. I thought that makes sense. And I was still speaking about that. So much frustration comes up in me because this uncle and aunt really should have been in the old folks home. They should have 24 hours care. But this family didn't want to give a family member into a care home. And I really felt there's no way we can give justice to this old Uncle Theodore and Minnie. So as I spoke about it, Raina at some point said, well, in many situations, in many times, we can actually just accept and move forward. And that made a lot of sense to me, and I didn't even really countered up the feeling of sad anymore. So much better I already felt. But she would constantly, nearly every day, whenever anyone had problems or difficulties, she didn't give much time to listen to it. She always said, okay, yes, that might be very terrible. I understand how you feel, and let's create solutions. Let's focus on solutions. And we did. We focused on solutions, not only solutions, but it was just amazing what I learned in this first NLP training. I learned exactly the fabric that thought is made of. I learned what emotions really are. I learned to transform my thoughts. I learned how to ask the right coaching questions to help others. And I learned a big, huge tool bag, invisible tool bag, full of intervention techniques, full of skills that would enrich me, helping others to change. And this was my path of NLP beginning in 1987 in Seattle. And since ever then, even though I was already trained for 12 years in psychotherapy and counseling, I just so much enjoyed neuro-linguistic programming that I took one training after another one workshop after another until I was not only certified as a practitioner and master of NLP, but also in NLP coaching, and then as a trainer, and then as a master trainer. Now I am certifying in all levels of emotional intelligence and neuro-linguistic programming. So Mayor, yes, neuro means thought. It means how I call it the inner meaning making process, how there's this process within us always trying to make meaning, always what we call thinking. It's an automated process and it always goes on. And you know what? It even goes on at night when you sleep, called dreaming. Meaning making, meaning making, meaning making, which is based on how you talk to yourself. Welcome to the club. Every human being talks to themselves. Who is aware of the inner commentary you have inside? Can I see hands? Who is aware of the talk that goes on inside? Maya, thank you, thank you. And so as we are talking to ourselves, also pictures happen. And so this inner commentaries and these pictures together create a program. Neuro-linguistic programming means the program that is already there, means that as we are more conscious of how we are programmed in a way that doesn't help us, of course, we want to learn how to program ourselves for greater happiness and success. And that's what NLP coaching is about. That's what you will learn if you choose to become an NLP coach. So neuro-linguistic programming is more successful, more pragmatic, direct, fast, immediate, and long-lasting in creating solutions for any form of fear, anxiety. Of course, let's start with stress. How do we make stress inside? And frustration, irritation, up to anger and rage, and lows, downs, depression, relationship, and sexual issues. NLP also helps us to create and maintain the positive states of mind: satisfaction, contentment, peace, inner silence, happiness, joy, improved communication and relationship, wealth, and health on all levels. So I have a question to you. I have showed you some slides, and every human being has something. In fact, I believe only when we are aware of being able to say, oh, I have a tendency to act and think stressfully, or I have a tendency to have heightened heartbeat and I attract anxiety very quickly, or I have a tendency to be what is called depressed. If we begin there, we talk about it, we identify it, we can make it change. Before we talk about it, we can't make it change. So would you please share some of the patterns that you would look forward to overcome? Oh, I forgot to tell you. So the pattern, what was the pattern for me, you could say, is the mother syndrome. My mom was in the German World War, and all she knew is to help others. She had no confidence. She had not much concept of herself. And of course, I became like her. So I would always help everyone, help others until I make myself sick and I was not able to make the difference. It's called the helper syndrome or the fixing others syndrome. So what are some of the things that you would like to change and that you would like to either get rid of or eliminate? Just some examples, please.
A general kind of a underlying anxiety.
Okay, and what is it specifically about?
I guess about, sort of where life is going. It crops up every once in a while, this dissatisfaction.
Mm-hmm. Dissatisfaction. How do you know it is anxiety, what you are experiencing? I'm curious, Mare.
Well, because I, it tends to make me, I feel anxious. I feel as though I need to be doing something, but I don't know what it is.
Is it higher heartbeat and higher pulse, higher breathing rate?
Well, definitely irritability and, anger. I don't know about a pulse rate, but definitely low energy.
Okay, okay. So anxiety we typically declare when the cortisol and adrenal levels are high. But right now it doesn't. As if you come on and learn more with me, we will learn how to differentiate all of these things. Mea,
Okay.
I love your accent. Where are you from? India?
Oh, I'm from Pakistan.
From Pakistan. It has a similar.
Yes.
It has a similar dialect. I'm living in India.
I see. We have a lot of convent schools there and here, so a lot of Irish nuns. Yes.
So what are some of the things you would like to overcome, Dino?
Yeah, hi, sorry about that. Yes, so definitely I do have this hyper syndrome, like big time, that's for sure. And would be overthinking, like naturally just happens.
Yeah, and Nisha, thank you for sharing. Thank you.
For me, it is like my anger. I get very upset very fast. If it is not coming as per my thinking, I get fast, angry fast, easily. And I shout loudly like that.
So now, what are you aware of? What is it that you would like to feel or have instead? Nisha, maybe we go back to you and then we go backwards, then Dino, then Mea. And Zenat, if you have anything to contribute, please do.
Pardon?
Yeah, what is it that you, so instead of that helper syndrome, Dino, what is it that you would like to feel? Anger.
Maybe, okay. Sorry, is it my turn? Sorry.
Yes. Just
okay.
keep speaking. It's a little difficult and on Zoom, we have to just continue to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, basically to draw the line, like, where to say enough. Say when somebody's upset, I feel like helping, and when I then can't, I get frustrated. I mean, just draw that line, just to be,
Nice one. Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
And Nisha, what would you like to feel instead of the anger?
I would like to feel happy so that the anger should subside.
To have more happiness so that the anger subsides. How nicely said. And Mea?
I think also to feel more joy in life.
So let's do a little reflection. What would happen if you did not do anything about your anger, your helper syndrome, or your anxiety or irritability? Let's just imagine this would go on for another half a year, another 2 years, another 3 years. What would be the consequences of that in your life? What kinds of ripple effects?
Maybe go to a depression
It
level.
it could go into depression. Thank you, Nisha. What else?
Ruin relationships.
Ruin
Exactly.
relationships. Yes. What else?
I think decreased performance at work.
Yes.
Yeah,
Decreased
lack of motivation. Yeah.
performance at work. Yes. So basically, it will have an effect on all of these areas. And if we stretch it out in time, it will, of course, become much, much more. See, I believe in time because time is real. And this clock is ticking, whether we are aware of it or not. This clock keeps on ticking. So we better be aware of the consequences of our thoughts and our actions. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So now the question is, how motivated are you to change? How motivated are you to do something about it? There's so many people on this planet in all countries who go, okay, yeah, it would be good if it's better, but they don't do anything about it. Because see, you have to do something about it because it's not going to change by itself, right? If it would change by itself, it would have already changed because your body-mind mechanisms always does the best that it can for you. It works for you, but it can only do what is there. So if there is no other program, it will get stuck in the previous program. We are already programmed. And in many areas of your life, your program is brilliant. Every person is brilliant in so many areas of life. You have amazing skills. You have amazing performance in many areas of life. You are a good human being in so many ways. You are already having nice, wonderful, good programs. But then wherever we are stuck, wherever it's not working, in NLP, we simply call it unresourceful. We don't even say negative or positive. We are beyond negative or positive because from time to time, we motivate ourselves what is called negatively. You know, we say to ourselves, I don't, but what did I have the other day? I helped a lady who was very severely overweight and she finally had success with her diet and her exercise. So I said, what are you saying to yourself? And she says, I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be fat. I asked, does it work? She said, yes. So if someone sees themselves huge and fat and is disgusted enough to move and do something about it. Don't touch it as long as the person is getting the results they want. NLP is above and beyond positive thinking. It's not about positive thinking. It's about optimizing motivation and getting to where you want to go. So how motivated are you to change? How motivated are you to change? Be aware of the positive and negative consequences through time, and let this be your motivation. Let this be something inside of you where you go, I'm ready to do something about this. In the NLP coaching course, you will learn a technique that is called compelling futures. And it is a technique that helps with emotional stuck state. It helps with addictions, compulsions, and many unwanted behaviors. So our thoughts are made of our inner stories and our inner movies. And our physiological response. That's how you can make it very, very, very simple. Now, in NLP, you will learn a little more, but let's make it so simple tonight. We talk to ourselves. Everybody has already agreed to that. Then as we have the process of linguistics and we talk to ourselves and others, there are pictures and movies. And some of us are aware of the pictures and movies that happen inside of us. See, in order for the brain, let me come back to you, Mea, because you were sharing so wonderfully. In order for the body mind to know that it is anxiety, what you are experiencing in NLP, it's very simple. People who are good at creating anxiety are good at making the most terrible picture in their head of the most terrible future. And of course, when you see a picture of your most terrible future, poor, sick, I mean, let's talk about the challenges of this time. It's easy to make negative movies. Then, of course, the brain, boom, 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 shoots out cortisol, adrenals, and makes you huff and puff. To make it very simple. There's, of course, a little bit more to it. However, can you see on my PowerPoint slide here? So the inner movies and the inner stories create our behavior, create our physiological responses. And physiological responses can just be the expression in communication, like I'm down, sad, or I'm mad. It may not be yet what you call behavior, but it's all intertwined because the way you feel reflects on your face, on your muscle tension, on your facial coloration, on the level of water in your eyes, in so many ways. So the mechanism of talking to self and making pictures inside is directly linked to the physiological response. How about we repeat that so that you will remember that forever? So a thought is inner movie, inner story, and physiological response. Can we all say that together, please? A thought is inner movie, inner story, and physiological response. Nice, Sinat. One more time. A thought is
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
It's on the PowerPoint, darling. Can you see
Okay.
it? Everybody can help. Nisha, Dino, Mayor, a
Is an
thought
inner movie.
and
And
an
in a
inner
Thought is
story,
story
inner movie and
and
inner
a
stories and
physiological
physiological
response.
response.
It cannot be no other way. Please kindly tell me any thought that would not be an inner story and an inner movie or have no physiological response. See, our physiological responses are very minute. Let's do a little example.
Mitu, ഒന്ന് അയച്ചേക്കണേ.
So let's do a little demo. And the way we do the demo is, would you please, like I do, come with your face very close to your camera, only for a few minutes. Yes, thank you, Dina. Nice, Nisha. Thank you, Dina. Dino, can you just keep the video on for just a minute? Thank you. So now I want you to just be very aware of what you say to yourself. And then very simple, it's a very simple exercise. Thank you for coming on, Raj. So you will look at everybody else and see many things. So we are doing a demo of states of mind. Let's choose only 2 states of mind. Number 1, would you please say to yourself, I cannot do it. It is hard. I cannot do it. Internally, just say that internally to yourself. Thank you, Rita, for coming on. Now look around. Seenat looks serious. Maya looks down. Nisha, now she's already smiling. We have to look very quickly. So when you say to yourself, I cannot do it, what happens? Yes, nice one, Raj. Nice one, Ritu. Would you please now stand up? All right. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. And now change it up. Now message number 2. Everybody ready? Message number 2. Now say to yourself, I can do it. It is very easy. I can do it. Look, Rita immediately looks like a Christmas tree, so radiant. I can do it. It's easy. I can do it. Look around. What do you see in your colleagues, in your friends' faces? Look at Zinat.
Everyone is just shining.
Everybody is shining. What else do you see? Look, Maya's mouth goes up. There's literally more light in her face. Not light from outside, but light coming out of you, isn't it? And Nisha did not show her mouth that way before. Okay, Raj, we are doing our best. We see you a little. Raj is saying he cannot see us. So basically, you will immediately see changes in the facial expressions directly linked to the thought that is playing inside of you. Now, would you please get up? Thank you. And then shake that one off, even though you can keep that. Now, what did you notice as of your response rate, playfully, that standing up behavior? Much faster, isn't it? The first time when you said to yourself, I can't do it, your getting up was much slowed down. Now, after you are radiating and smiling and saying to yourself, I can do it, you can get up much easier and much faster. Was that your experience? Now, as you look back, nice. So really, neuro-linguistic programming is all about experiencing, shifting your limiting inner stories, and design and work on creating more positive stories, because it's literally like that. When we have a limiting story, it's like that man that falls down. He's lying on the floor, not able to do anything, because he's saying to himself, I'm poor at, I'm lousy at, I'm worrying, I cannot do it, it's not worth trying, I have, to work hard, all kinds of negative messages. And then when you say to yourself, I can do it, maintain a collection and selection of your resourceful emotions and states of mind. Now, I want to share with you one technique about what we, of course, have to do in order to get there. So let's build a technique, because of course you can say, well, theoretically, it all makes sense. But now I don't believe in theoretical. I would like for you to come away and have a practical tool. See, if we are not aware, we can't do anything about it. We have to begin to be more aware what our brain is doing, what our internal dialogue is doing, what our inner pictures are doing, before we can successfully change. So that means we should be more aware when the state of mind is coming on. Who agrees? Can I see hands? Who agrees that it will be very good to be more aware about the inner stories and the inner movies? Thank you. So now, this inner thinking process is amazing. And sometimes it just takes over. So what you can practice from today on is that whenever you notice that you have a thought that is not helping you, whenever you notice that your thoughts are taking over, would you please do the following? Take your right hand. Everybody, would you please show your right hand? And then pat yourself on your left shoulder and say, I noticed. Pat yourself on your left shoulder and say, I noticed. Everybody, can you say, I noticed?
I know.
I noticed, and I'm a little theatrical because I want to show you
I noticed.
the difference of when you say this curiously or even theatrically, it doesn't matter. compared to saying, oh my God, I did it again. I was again negative thinking. I was again self-critical. I again said all these things to my, because as soon as you beat yourself up, your story and your thoughts have you. So the sooner the faster. One more time, everybody, right hand, left shoulder, and go, I noticed.
I noticed.
I noticed.
I noticed.
I noticed.
Yeah, nice one, Zina.
I
Very
noticed.
curious. You go, I noticed. And sometimes it goes on for minutes. Even if you are again in your wonderful self-critical movie saying negative things about yourself, come on, there is no value in continuing to criticize yourself and saying bad comments about you. So would you please think of even something that might happen tonight? Often a loved one's is triggering it, or maybe even not getting the WhatsApp message from the special friend, or maybe anything that could happen tonight when you previously would have gone into a negative thought. Would you now please take your right hand, everyone, pat yourself on your left shoulder and say, I noticed.
I noticed.
I noticed. Yes, and say, be
I
careful,
noticed.
curious. Very good,
I
very good. And
noticed.
now one more example of how you can apply this technique tomorrow, or in a week from now, or in a month from now. Just go into a situation when the negative thought process wants to take over. And as soon as you notice, you go, I noticed. Everybody again? I noticed.
I noticed.
And by using, yes, and by using that cheering voice, you cheer yourself up.
I noticed.
And this is just an awareness technique. It's not a reprogramming technique, even though the moment you are bringing cheerfulness and you are saying that with a curious voice, already some sort of a shift happens, isn't it? So really, you can think of neuro-linguistic programming. I don't have my television control thing is in the other room, but let's say it would be here, like in my office, the AC. Now I want you to think of a remote control with 100 buttons, and 100 is little. Neuro-linguistic programming will help you to have the remote control to your inner stories and inner movies in your hand. You will learn more than 100 buttons, where when this story comes, you tick this. When you hear yourself saying that, you use this button. When you feel your breathing going down, you wake up and you use this button, and you will have many different buttons for many different techniques that all have to do with cheering yourself up, increasing awareness, and creating personal and professional happiness and success. Would you like to have such a remote control in your hand? Let me see, because see, you are holding it for your TV or your music machine, or you turn the knobs in the radio in your car. Everybody's doing, oh, the telephone. Oh my God, how many knobs are we using on the telephone every day to get some results or to do something? So many apps. How about you do this with your own brain? How about you learn to do this with the stories that happen inside, with the movies that happen inside? You can learn this. I have good news and I have challenging news. Which one do you want to hear first?
Challenging.
The challenging is You have to do something about it, Sina. It's not coming from the bamya tree. We can't just sit there and go, om, 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 and it's going to fall on us. No. We have to work. We have to take lessons. We have to practice. It's like going to school. You had to go to school to learn to write. So you have to go to school, to training, to learn neuro-linguistic programming. But good news, you can attract exactly the luck, the happiness, the contentment, the inner silence, the peaceful states of mind, the positive emotions that you want. Completely and totally, it is possible. Now, in the NLP foundation, I always say, stop self-sabotage. Stop standing your own self on your foot, as if you step forward and you step on your own foot. That's what we are doing. We are suffering. We are wasting time and effort. We are passing our negative thought onto others infectiously. In neuro-linguistic programming, you learn how to speak to yourself so it has positive effects, and how you say what you want yourself and others to think about. Neuro-linguistic programming is an acknowledged foundation for anyone who works with people, for people who want to improve their lives, of course, for marketers, HR, people who work with people, business people, teachers. And it's a very thought after empowering career. And many people who want to improve their personal and professional excellence study NLP to facilitate change instantly, powerfully, and long-lastingly. To cut to the chase, reprogramming skills to precisely get you where you want. I encourage you to take some lessons in NLP, even if you can only come for the 2 days, which is called the NLP Foundation. You will already learn a lot. We recommend for you to come for 5 days, which means you will receive the NLP Practitioner Certification. As I have said at the beginning, this NLP is originated in where NLP came from, which is Santa Cruz, California, and it is the original NLP that will give you the tools to accomplish what you want to accomplish and to change what you want to change. So now I would like to open to any questions you may have.
Dr. Doris, what does a practitioner certification actually mean?
Means that you have done 32 hours, 5 days, and that you will, that you can call yourself an NLP practitioner.
Which means that we can do it with other people.
Yes, you basically learn how, wait, I'm looking for the slide. Sorry, here, this is the slide I was looking for. So the next opportunity is coming up now in October, 16th of October. So back to your question, Mia. The first 2 days are called foundation, and at Illuminations, we use the corporate schedule. So Friday and Saturday, the 16th and 17th of October, full day, 9:30 to 5:30. You will learn the basic skills and elements of NLP, and then 90 to 95% of people like it so much that they will come to Tuesday and Wednesday evening. 2 evenings make 1 day, and then the following weekend, because evening people can come, but weekdays they don't want to take off. What is your profession, Mayor?
I work in the what is known as the development sector. So with donors, with KfW, for example, if we're talking about Germany.
Aha. The developmental sector.
Yes.
So like admin, office work?
No, I head the research section.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
okay.
the research and communications. But I have done a 1-year course in counseling and psychotherapy in the humanistic theories.
Okay.
Yes, but it's a level 3 certification by the CPCAB, which is a UK-based entity.
Okay.
And that does not license me to practice. So it was more like, it focused on internal. Then there's another level, which is the level 4 certification. And after that, one can start taking on clients.
Nice. Well, that would come very nicely along with NLP coaching, huh? That would fit nicely. Are you considering to learn NLP?
I am considering it, yes.
Wow.
Yes, because I found
love it.
that, the level 3 course made a very big difference to me, because it gave me frameworks to think about my life. So I applied those frameworks to myself and to my life, and I thought about it. I found it very useful. Much more than, psychotherapy with a psychiatrist.
Yes. I think Mia is ready. And Zinat, I'm curious, what is your profession?
I'm an
or your work?
assistant.
Sorry, say it again, please.
I'm a receptionist. Assistant.
Can you speak a little louder?
Okay, I'm a receptionist. Can you hear me now?
Receptionist. Now I can hear you. Yes. Thank you. And Dino?
I'm in the banking industry, Dr. Doris.
You are in
banking. Yeah.
Nice.
But the ultimate goal is that I just want to change my career into life coaching. That's the whole plan, actually. Looking forward to.
Yes.
Because banking just happened to me, but this has been like my life dream altogether.
Yeah, because you are very well with people. You can handle people really good, and you are a relationship-oriented person. So you are more a relationship-oriented person than the number person.
Exactly, that's exactly my point.
When you interact with your clients in the bank, that is more nourishing than any of the other work.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
And Misha, what is your work? I'm curious.
I'm basically an accountant.
Also, I see. Well, you know what? Richard Bandler was a mathematician. And he thought that the way we influence ourselves is like 1 and 1 is 2. Really, it is. It's like very simple mathematical equations. I mean, what is this brain based upon? The same like the computer, +1, +1, black, white, black, white. We are supposed to use it more intelligently, isn't it, Nisha? It's like 1 and 1 is 2. That's how simple it is.
Yes.
Raj, what is your work? Or Rita?
I'm a pharmacist and I work in pharmaceutical sales.
Ah, nice one. Very good. Very good. Many salespeople take NLP. So here are the dates of the upcoming level 1. Because I'm an international facilitator, I get to only come every 2-3 months to Dubai. So there's one more level 1 this year, and then we would start again sometime in March, I believe, in 2021. So this is an incredible chance. It's right in front of your door. Friday and Saturday, the 16th and 17th of October. And so my rep, his name is RJ, who has been at Illuminations. You have not been at Illuminations?
I've been to Illuminations a couple of times actually before.
Rita?
Yes.
Nice one. So my so we have a special offer for you. Typically in events like this, we give you a special offer. If you call this, I mean, you can also call the main Illuminations number, but you may as well write down this telephone number. He's my representative. He's a wonderful person. He will help you beyond expectation. He's very kind and he's the customer service representative. And if you call him within the next within the next 2 days, you get a 15% discount because you were part of this webinar. Now you will ask me how much is the course, and to be honest, I'm not very good with the numbers, but I can find out for you. Hold on.
Dr. Doris, this is for the 2-day or for the 5-day? Are we talking about the 2-day or the 5-day?
The full practitioner's course is 4,000 and the 2-day is 1,600. And if you sign up in the next 2 days, like by today is Wednesday, if you sign up by Friday, you will receive 15% discount.
Dr. Doris, can I just ask a question, please? A quick one.
Of course.
Yeah, so this full course which you said would be the one which is level 1, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what would be the course right after that, Dr. Doris, if you don't mind me asking, because I'm really interested in following it up like into next stages.
So
Yeah.
if you want to become a life coach,
Okay.
we are calling it NLP coaching. So
Okay.
after the 5 days, there's another level, which is 6 days, and then another level, which is again 6 days. Let me make it very simple. So NLP coaching level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is 5 days. NLP coaching level 2 is 6 days. And NLP coaching level 3 is 6 days. So that means it is 17 days that you will take in order to be an NLP master practitioner. And then I am very committed to help all my students to become successful radiant coaches We offer all kinds of mentorship programs that will help you to be successful in this field. And then for a little extra fee, you can now choose to become an NLP master coach, which means you will give 10 sessions to 10 different people, some of which may be family members, neighbors, friends, and you will apply what you have learned in all these days. On the last day of level 1, on the 5th day, you learn what is called the 8-step coaching process. And the 8-step coaching process, it's not 8 questions, it's a little more. It's like, you know, very well put together, a template where you literally can immediately begin to coach others, because the questions are so amazing, they are so full on, they are spot on, and we have just worked on it. In September, I was in Santa Cruz, and we revamped it again, and we again made it very, very succinct with the focus of helping someone in 60, 75 minutes. Very unlike psychology, NLP's focus is to help someone as quickly and effectively as possible. We don't want that someone necessarily comes for the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th session. Now, do they do that? Yes. Many times when you help someone with eating disorder or smoking desensitization or any, you know, more complex emotional complexes, they will come to you for 3 sessions, 4 sessions, 5 sessions. And you will learn so many intervention tools and techniques in these 17 days that you will be easily able to coach people, particularly when you do these 10 sessions, which you will write up according to the template, not only the 8-step coaching, but another template, and you will get mentorship through me, and you will be not only part of a WhatsApp group, but also of a Facebook NLP coaching forum, where you interchange with all students who have ever done coaching with me, and you ask each other questions, you help each other, and you will be able to work as a coach right after your 10 sessions. Many people who have already worked in the healing field already charge. I always recommend for you to charge, because then your client is taking you more seriously and values you more. But that's up to every student. So many NLP participants take more than 10 sessions not charging yet, and then after some time they charge. In my last group today, we had an internship. Every month there's one internship where you get to interact for free with my guidance or one of my master students. And every month we help people with what is called the free internship to practice, 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 because practice makes the master.
And Dr. Doris, this is all going to be online?
I'm
the 5
yes,
days?
For now it is online, yes.
Okay, so when do face-to-face sessions resume, do you think? That's a difficult question.
Yeah, it is a difficult question, because I'm in a situation that I live in India, but I'm a foreigner. So they let other people go to Dubai and come back, but I'm not allowed yet. So as soon as I'm allowed, I will do it, but don't, I would strongly suggest, Mia, to not push it out, because see, the amazing thing, and that's why I love to work with Illuminations, is that once you have participated the course, you can get a free retake. So what many people do, of course, most people say, I like in person better, of course. But what you can do is you can learn so well online. I have all the exercises, all the concepts, everything in the online course. Nothing is different, nothing is missing. So you learn everything online, and then you just come again for free, for no cost, whenever we have it in person.
Oh, so if you do the 5-day course in person later on, and let's say I'm in Dubai, I can drop in and sit through parts of it.
Yes, we will. Our plan is it's all, you know, in creation. We haven't all figured it out, but my intention is to be able to have people come and online as a choice, because that would serve people so well. Because sometimes I have a group where people first said they want to come to do it with me, and then all of a sudden they say we prefer online. So even after the travel is there, they are anticipating that online is really a very big new way of being able to do training, of being able to afford it, because of course it's a little more expensive if it is in person, and to really be able to be very comfortable from the comfort of your home and learn each and everything in just exactly the same way.
Okay.
So for example, in NLP, you will learn anchoring. Now, if me and you would be in one room, Maya, I would touch you for anchoring, but you know, maybe we will not touch each other for a very long time. If we are very careful with this corona, it will take a long time until we touch each other again. But let's just make an example. So anchoring means you go into a resourceful state of mind. You go into that state of mind and you see what you saw then, you hear what you heard then, now, and you feel what you felt then, now. Now, guess what? You will do the same thing, but you use your hand and touch yourself. Which anyways, I believe, even if we meet in the group room, we will not touch each other yet. So really, it is exactly the same program and the same curriculum and the same exercises that you get online. Are you available Friday and Saturday 16 and 17, Maya?
I'm available Friday is actually a work from home day for me, but you know, sort of the remaining days is what worries me more. Those are evening classes, or 23rd,
Yeah, so
24th, and
the 19 and 20. So it's corporate schedule. Mainly, we try to get in as many Fridays and Saturdays as possible. But the evening is 5 to 9, which means it's half a day. So 2 evenings together make 1 day. So that's why the schedule you see there is altogether 5 days. The minimum for being certified as an NLP practitioner is 5 days. And I certified through the biggest board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming in the world. It's called ABNLP. And once you go into the practitioner, it will be ABNLP and SNLP, the second biggest board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming from United States, and you will receive the certificate signed from one of the Meta trainers in California.
Okay. Great. And after October, you're saying this is likely to be offered in March next year?
Yeah, but don't wait so long, because it's not sure that it's in person anyways. We have to see how all of this develops. So
I
what
know,
you can,
the only worry for me is the timeline, because I need to have a little bit of lead time, you know, even to sort out and organize my leave and organize my team before I go on leave. So that's why I'm just wondering that after October, my next option is March, then most probably. Okay.
Well, what you can do is, if you want to jump and receive at least a few tools, what many students have done is they just sign up and attend whatever they can attend now, because every single lesson will enrich your life, will enrich your communications with others, will enrich your productivity, creativity, and you making yourself feel better. And then you can just come next time around again. I have so many people from Emirates, and their schedule is so out of hand. They cannot control their schedule at all if they are not high leadership level. And I have had so many Emirates cabin crew who just come, go until they have gathered up all of the days.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Hi, this is Rita. So just to make sure that my understanding is right, the 17 days that you mentioned during that course, there is no hands-on. Hands-on will be after that if we wanted to, right?
Level 2 and level 3 will be in March.
Okay. Okay, but in those sessions, it's theoretical, like it's not hands-on. It's not.
No, it's all hands-on. It's very practical. You use your body, you get up, move around, you do things, and you go. Have you done online training yet, Rita?
No, not yet.
So if we had a little more time, I would show you. It's called Breakout Room. It's a feature within Zoom, and I can just click, and then you go into one room with one participant, and you see the instruction of the exercise on the PowerPoint, or we always just quickly cut and paste and put it into the WhatsApp group. And so every exercise that we do hands-on, when we are in person, we are doing it online as well. So it's very, very practical and very hands-on. I'm called the most kinesthetic master trainer. In NLP, we look at visual, audio, kinesthetic, olfactory, gustatory, which is our 5 senses: visual, audio, hearing, touching. So I always get up and I make you get up and I make you move around, and it's really amazing, because don't think that I was believing that from the beginning. I had some students who said, "You are going to do this online," and I said no. Until the student showed me how each and everything can be done online. Any more questions I can help you with?